Draw likely despite Essex difficulties. The first day of play at the Cloud FM County Ground between the leading sides in Group 1 lived up to the billing. Both sides found joy, there were injuries, brave recoveries and a trio of middle-order 50s as part of a Notts fight back. There'd be no play possible on day 2 though due to the weather, so they'd get back out there on day 3. And the rest would have been a help to Clark, back in the middle after a spell off for treatment. He and Patterson White took the total past 250 early doors. But he wouldn't get much further than that. Harmer struck early for his first wicket, the catch clothed to Snater in the leg side. Harmer was coming into his own, the surface assisting him despite the lack of day 2 play. Patterson White bowled. Fletcher too fell to the spinner. He at least made contact, but sent it straight to Walter in the deep. Hutton and Patterson looked to blast him out of the attack, pedalled to the floor with the fall of the 9th wicket. But they wouldn't be able to maintain it. Harmer unperturbed by their assault, Hutton the final man to go, as he aimed another big swipe across the line. Clark's 50 was a brave one, scored after he'd have to receive treatment off the field. He, Lyndon James and Stephen Mullaney had scored the bulk of the runs for Notts. Some late hitting from Patterson White added some gloss, but Essex had done well to keep them within arm's length, helped by Harmer's 4 for 71, all of those wickets taken on day 3. Notts though made sure they'd return the favour. Nick Brown, out early, caught behind off Hutton for 6. And he'd have the other opener too, Cook, out for 5. They had time to make it 3 before lunch, Notts leaving the champions in a bit of a sticky patch at the break when Pepper had to go courtesy of a diving catch from Moores. Essex limping into the interval at 15 for 3. Where their colleagues had faltered, Wesley and Walter found some success, and they forged a partnership that would keep Notts out. It was a productive one for Essex. 50 runs added for the 4th wicket. Slow going, but some calm restored to the champions' innings. Patterson White brought an end to their serene showing. Walter bowled through the gate to go for 21. And they'd reached the break at 81 for 4, scored off 41 overs. Had they given up hopes of winning the game with just 4 sessions remaining. Wesley was joined by Tenduscarter at the resumption and took the side to 100 runs early in the session. With 2 off James, Wesley went to his 50, the captain his side's top scorer so far, but he'd lost another partner. Essex 5 down, Notts with their tails up when Tenduscarter picked out Clark in the slips. Wesley and Wheater stood firm, the total ticked up further and made sure that Notts wouldn't have the luxury of a follow-on to enforce. The captain couldn't do any more, bowled by Patterson White for 71, and then his partner followed to the very next delivery, out for 10 in the following over, caught in the deep by Compton. If Essex were in no hurry before, they certainly weren't under the watch of Harmer and Snater. Both men looked to hold firm through to the close, boundaries few and far between late in the day. Notts tried what they could to extricate either man, but both stuck in there through to the end of the day, with the score 180 for 7, and the draw was now looking like the most likely outcome.